Hey everyone, I'm Joe. This is Maya. She's joining me in the kitchen today. We're going to be making my favorite dessert, tiramisu. Have you had tiramisu?
I have.
Have you?
Yes, I love tiramisu.
I do too. It means pick me up in Italian. Did you know
Oh,
that?
no, I did not.
We're also going to make a tiramisu martini today, which we'll explain in a little while. But while we're waiting on the tiramisu to cool down and to firm up, we're going to enjoy our drink. So let's get started. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, first we're going to make the cream. We have two different kinds of cheese, cream cheese, and I'll put you in charge of the cream cheese.
Okay.
And then we have also mascarpone cheese, which is an Italian sweet cheese, soft. And we're going to open these up and put them into the mixer bowl. I can figure out how to do it. Maya and I are members of the Huntsville Symphony Bassoon section. And we're together in Huntsville this week playing Mahler 5.
Yeah, big show.
And Mozart,
Marriage of Figaro. What are we doing?
Magic Flute
Flute Overture.
And a super cool, brand new
Horn concerto.
Yeah. William Vermeulen, what's the word? Commissioned the piece back in 2014. He's the horn professor at Rice and very, very well known for doing what he does. Yeah. And it's called Phoenix. All right, so we're going to toss that right in.
Okay.
You cook with cream cheese very often?
I think I've cooked with cream cheese like once or twice. I think I went through a phase.
There you go, there's one. We can toss that right in here.
Okay.
And I'm going to wash this later so we can recycle it. You've got to recycle the plastic.
I'm trying not to touch it.
Oh, you can touch it.
I know. I can touch it?
Oh yeah, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the cream cheese, Maya. I've tried tiramisu recipes that use a lot of whipped cream and egg whites and mix them together. And I had a disaster with that, maybe the third or fourth time I ever did it. Because the bowl wasn't completely clean, I guess. There's a little bit of oil. So my egg whites just completely melted in the fridge.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
wow.
Tiramisu is not an inexpensive thing to make.
Right.
So when it falls apart in the fridge, you know, it's no fun.
Sad, yeah.
But this is a foolproof.
A foolproof?
This is a foolproof recipe. Let's add 1 cup of sugar.
Okay.
Here's the sugar, here's the cup. If you
Okay,
want
you
to
want
dump
me to do
that
it?
in there.
Sure.
Awesome.
Just dump it?
Perfect. I'm going to turn that up a little bit. We'll let it work for a second. Okay, we've let that work for a second. Now we're going to use our egg yolks. We use 4 fresh egg yolks, which I bought organic brown eggs today. If I can find them, I use pasteurized because I know that they're going to be completely safe. Today we're using raw eggs that are not pasteurized, but they are pasture raised, which is pretty hilarious because one time I called a Whole Foods to ask if they had pasteurized eggs and they said, oh yes we do, and then I went in to get them and they weren't pasteurized, they were pasture raised, so that's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to separate 4 eggs here. How do you separate eggs?
I'm like watching in amazement because I have never ever separated it.
Really?
No, never.
Well, a lot of people, when they only need the yolk or the white, they throw the rest of the egg away,
Oh.
and I have a really hard time with that.
Yeah,
So
right.
this will be my egg white omelet later tonight or in the morning,
nice.
maybe my dinner.
Yeah.
So now, why don't we go ahead and dump those egg yolks in.
Okay.
I'm going to use a little bit of vanilla extract, just maybe a teaspoon. You can use a little more if you want. Whatever makes you happy. So what makes this tiramisu? It's a really beautiful marriage of Kahlua and coffee and all these wonderful cheeses. So we're going to get the Kahlua and the coffee mixture going.
Okay.
So in this bowl, we're going to add maybe a 1/4 cup of Kahlua.
Okay.
I'm going to grab one more bowl.
Do you want me to measure?
No, you can just guesstimate.
A quarter cup, okay.
Yeah. I don't like for the recipe to taste exactly the same twice. You know?
Yeah.
It's like music.
Yeah.
It's got to be different every time. You know, you can't record it and try to recreate it. You just have to make it equally as good, but it's going to be different.
Right. I love that.
So that's about a quarter of a cup. What I've done here, we don't have espresso per se, but what I did do is take espresso ground coffee. I used a lot of it. Put it in a mug with some hot water. It's been steeping for a few minutes. I'll actually stir that just a bit, just to make sure it's really good and strong. And we will take it through the strainer. Take a little bit of coffee here. Add it to the Kahlua. Okay, now we're going to pour that mixture in here really slowly.
Okay.
So far we've mixed in 2 packages, 8 ounces each of cream cheese, 2 packages of mascarpone cheese. We have a cup of sugar. We have some Kahlua, about quarter cup of coffee, vanilla extract, and 4 egg yolks. That's it.
Awesome.
So what we want to do now is raise this up and scrape down the sides of the bowl, because that cheese likes to stick inside the bowl. So I'm just going to take this out. Okay, the cream is ready. Now we're going to get the ladyfingers going. You know, you have a lot of options when it comes to your ladyfingers. I haven't said that all day. I know all those words, but I've never put them in that order. Whole Foods has a nice organic ladyfinger. You know, they're hard though. They're dried out and they're not fresh ladyfingers. But once you soak them in a little Kahlua and coffee mixture, they soften right up, and after a very little amount of time in the refrigerator, they're perfect. Something I actually really love to do when I have time is I'll make a sponge cake and use that as the ladyfinger. You know, if you live in a metropolitan area, then you may have an Italian restaurant that makes ladyfingers that they'll sell to you, or a lot of times an Italian restaurant like Coco's Italian Market in Nashville. They have a little store associated with their restaurant, and they have ladyfingers there. Sometimes I get those. You know, this pan is a little bit smaller than the one I normally use. So what I'm going to do is go grab another one. We're going to make 2 tiramisus.
Nice.
What is plural for tiramisu?
Tiramisu.
Tiramisai?
Tiramisai.
Tiramisus?
Tiramisus. No.
I'm going to make 2 of these things. And all we want to do is just get a layer of these bad boys on the bottom of each pan. You just have to have a sous chef. It's not fun to be in the kitchen by yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it can be. But if you get in there and you're making like a 4 or 5 or 6 course thing, and it's taking a lot of hours, you know, you want somebody to talk to and somebody to help chop onions.
Right.
And when you have somebody in the kitchen with you, you have help when it's time to clean up the kitchen, which is really great too.
Yeah, it is.
So now what I'm going to do is we're going to make another mixture of Kahlua and coffee, maybe a little more. And we're just going to pour this over the ladyfingers and just get them nice and soaked in Kahlua and coffee. The coffee is the pick-me-up part. And you know what?
It smells so good right now.
It does, huh?
Yeah.
I have to leave some of this for the martini.
Yeah.
But so far I'm not doing a good job at that.
Can I tell you the last time I saw somebody make something with ladyfingers?
Yeah.
It was at Halloween. It was for a Halloween party.
Yeah.
And They had made them into like actual fingers.
Wow.
Yeah, and they had like fingernails on them and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really creepy.
So it was an edible thing though?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That sounds amazing. Okay, so we're gonna pop this up. We're gonna take this off. Spoon. Oh, we licked that spoon,
Yeah.
didn't we? Okay.
Yeah.
We licked that spoon, so I'm gonna grab another one.
My bad. My fault.
We could use that spoon and just not tell anybody.
I need to set that somewhere where I can look it later.
That's what she said. Alright.
I have to be careful right now.
Let's put that in the sink. Or you can lick it, either way.
I'll put it on a paper towel and save it for later. How's
Okay,
that?
sounds good. Alright, so I'm just going to make a layer of this cream on top of the ladyfingers. And this first layer is just going to be a thin layer of cream. We're going to make sure we have enough cream to go around.
Is this dirty shit?
Nope. There we go. That's looking good, huh?
Yeah.
And those ladyfingers, they really do soften up and just sort of melt into the dessert. And let's do a little over here. Alright, you want to spread that out while I'm opening another package of ladyfingers?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'll come around on this side. We're going to go ahead and make some more. You know what? That's just enough for our drink. So, I'm going to put this over here.
Okay.
Okay, now we have that. We have that when we're ready for it.
Okay.
I'll use the rest of it for the ladyfingers.
Okay. Sweet.
I'll set it over here and we'll recycle it. Let's see. Let's get some of this stuff out of the way. You want to try ladyfinger?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Sure. You can make these homemade. I've never tried, but I would like to. Turns out I didn't make quite enough coffee, so Maya and I are going to have a little dance break. Ready?
Yeah.
Hit it. Alright, I'm just going to add a little more coffee to this mixture. We actually had to make a little more coffee because I didn't realize I didn't make enough. So, and now, this part is funny because you think if you just pour a bunch of coffee on top of what you've already made, then you're going to somehow mess it up. But you're not, because you pour coffee on these ladyfingers and they just suck it up. I mean, soak it up.
What'd you say?
I don't think that's what I said. I think I said something else.
No, I thought that's what you said.
We'll go back and look at the video.
You say yolk though. Yolk.
Yolk.
I've never heard that before.
What do you say?
Yolk.
Yolk? Like Y-O-K-E?
Yeah, like almost like a
his yolk.
silent L.
His yolk is easy?
Yes! Exactly. I feel like that's a song.
It's from the Messiah.
Oh!
It's the last chorus in the Christmas portion.
Oh! How does
His
it go?
yoke is easy. Yeah, so yoke and yolk are two different words.
Right?
But
Oh, yeah.
it's amazing, like, the words that I say incorrectly. I grew up in Alabama. I just turned 40, and even to this day, I'll say a word, and somebody will look at me and I'm like, do you really say it that way? The most recent one was ancient.
Ancient?
Yeah, I say ancient, like almost with a key, with a K instead of ancient.
Ancient.
Yeah, I say ancient. Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that strange?
I've never heard of it.
Instead of Virginia,
yeah.
with a V, I grew up saying Virginia.
Virginia.
Like
Virginia.
with an F, like Virginia.
Yeah.
Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's wild.
And the other one, what was the other one? Fjord. I grew up saying fjord instead of Fjord.
Fjord?
Yeah, do you know what that is?
I don't know.
It's like a...
I can't remember if I said aunts or aunts before, but like other people would always say the opposite one, and I'd be like, oh. Like, okay. And I think I used to always say almonds.
Almonds instead
or
of...
almonds? Maybe I said almonds. And people were like, no, that's almonds.
Where are you from originally?
Upstate New York, Troyer, Albany.
That's right.
Albany. I say Albany. Albany? No, Albany.
I always wondered, is Peekskill a real place?
Peekskill, yeah.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that's where The Facts of Life happened? Remember the TV show The Facts of Life?
I think it's a real place. Don't, like I'm saying like yeah, and I'm like 90% sure.
I always wondered if it was. I guess we could just Google it, right?
Yeah, we could. We'll do it after.
This is almost done, Maya.
Yay!
So we've got our second layer on.
It looks fabulous.
And I'm just going to finish it off with a little cocoa powder.
Okay.
You know, tiramisu normally does not contain chocolate, but...
At all?
No.
But it tastes like chocolate.
But, yeah. If you want to put a little cocoa powder on the top, like just unsweetened, fresh. I use Hershey's, also like to use Ghirardelli, or you know, as high quality as I can find in the grocery store. My grocery store only carries Hershey, actually. But sometimes I'll drive across town and get a better one. It just depends. Oh, normally I would put it in the fridge, you know, for a couple hours or overnight. But we don't have a lot of time before our concert tonight. So I'm going to put this in the freezer for about 15 or 20 minutes, just so it'll set up enough to where we can eat some today, and then I'll transfer it to the fridge later on. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off this second one, too, while Maya licks the bowl. What did you just say?
I feel like I'm 5 again.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to finish this one off with a little chocolate. And you know, the unsweetened cocoa, yeah, it's bitter, but once it sits on top of this for a while, it kind of soaks up the juices from the top layer, and it doesn't taste bitter at all. I'm going to set this guy over here. And while we're waiting on our tiramisu to set, we're going to make a drink. It's called a Tiramisu Martini, and this is my own concoction. It starts out with a shot of Kahlua, which we've already put in there. We saved it. We need a shot of vodka. We need a shot of half and half.
Can I still lick this bowl?
Oh, of course. You just lick that bowl to your heart's content. We do a shot of half and half. And the other thing, we're going to use a shot of coffee. So we have just a little coffee left. And I'm going to go grab some ice. I'll be right back. So I put some ice in the martini shaker. Put the lid on. One of these jobbers. What?
I said, have you ever bartended before?
No, but I'd like to. I love to create drinks at home for you know, Alex and our friends, and I've never bartended in a restaurant or bar.
You look like you know what you're doing.
Well, I've had a lot of practice. Since we have to perform tonight, we're just going to have half of one each. Now, I like to garnish this with a little cocoa on top too.
Oh my God. Ah! Yay!
I mean, you could go into a lot of restaurants and pay 12, 14 bucks for a martini like this.
Yeah, right?
In the city, in New York, you go and this would be 20 bucks, easy.
Can I take a picture?
Of course. So this is my special tiramisu martini.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here's to a great week with the Huntsville Symphony.
Yes.
To Mahler.
Yes. Mahler.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh. Delicious.
That's tasty, huh?
Yeah.
Usually I use 2 ounces of all 4. I have big martini glasses at home. It kind of overflows. It's really nice. It's really important to use half and half too. Milk does not give you the same crema on top. If you shake it with the half and half, then what you get is at the end is a really beautiful foam for whatever you want to put on top. You could do a little cinnamon, you could do some shaved chocolate bar, but I just like the unsweetened cocoa.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Sticks to it nicely.
Tastes like tiramisu.
I'm
really drinking tiramisu, and then I'm gonna eat tiramisu.
I mean, how many days does that happen?
I know.
Has that ever happened?
I know.
Yeah, I don't
No,
know either.
it's not to me.
I'm glad you like it. Cheers. Thanks for helping me today.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad I could help you lift the bowl.
Okay, we're back and the tiramisu's all done, and Maya and I have enjoyed our tiramisu martini. And I went out into the neighborhood to find a kid that might want to taste this. And she does, so I'm going to dish out a couple pieces. And here come Anna and Tess.
They're coming. You gonna try the tiramisu? Yes.
Come give it a try.
Do you like tiramisu? Have you ever had it? It's infected.
Right.
I'll share a piece with Ella.
Now I'm gonna let our sous chef have the first try.
Oh, thank you.
It's infected.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, you gotta be over here because you're gonna taste test it.
Yeah, even if you don't like it, you have to pretend like you do like it, okay? I'm just kidding. Okay, this is for Jen and Ella.
Can I go?
Yeah, go for it. Here you go, Jen.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going in.
Go in.
Me too. I'll try that.
Can
Go
you? Yeah?
God need to try this.
Gosh, I wish I had a little phrase to say at the end to give everybody some inspiration.
How about believe in yourself and your dreams?
Oh, the back of my t-shirt. Believe in yourself and your dreams. You guys like that?
Sure.
Believe in yourself and your dreams. I love it. Let's tell everyone. Ready? Believe in yourself and your dreams. Anybody have another idea? What's that?
Be aware and cook with care.
I love it. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.